Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've filmed and edited, and I feel like a lot has happened in my life since then. And obviously you saw the title of this video, so this is gonna be my story time of how I got
A job from literally hell. Like, this was a job from hell. Like,
Satan himself was like, you need this job so you could learn, but they're gonna be, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's get to it. Right. I want to start by saying thank you so much, because for once in my YouTube career since 2015, because that's when I started my first channel, I have never gotten to 1K views, not subscribers, but views. And this is the first time one of my videos got to 1K, so that's like 1,000 people watching it. That's insane. And I'm just really proud, and I'm really happy you guys like that story time of my college series, because if you don't know, I graduated. So a little bit about me: I graduated from DePaul University with a major in journalism, and that was just my story of college. But thank you again for 1K, so let's get started. So I want to start by saying, one, I have receipts, and they will be in this video, like the emails, the phone, text messages, and stuff like that. I will say, though, I will block out their name and their number and the company's name, because I want to share my experience with other college graduates or whoever's interested, but I don't want to say their name. One, because I don't want to get sued, and two, because that just information isn't important to the story at all, so we don't really need that. So I made an outline of all the points I was going to make, because one, I'm a forgetful bitch, we know that, and I miss school. So I just want to say that I got an email from my professor around the end of December, beginning of January, and I'll have that email, obviously, right now. I'll have it popped up. And it was just that one of his past coworkers was seeking for someone that can help them with social media, filmography, and that area. And he said it could be an internship, it could be freelance, it could be an internship that leads to a job. He wasn't really sure himself, but I was at the time I had graduated in November, so I was desperate, super desperate for a job, and I was I'll just, email her. And I did, but I emailed her 2 weeks after my professor had emailed me that, that email. So I didn't hear back, and I was like, fuck, I need a job, and I know with everything going on, a lot of students are going through the same thing as me of trying to find a job and not finding anything, because I think it's really hard right now. So I was whatever. And then through my high school, I was able to get an externship, which is just a 2-week internship period. And through that experience, I was able to land a job. It's a part-time kind of, I make my own hours, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So by the time all that, I had started a new job. I was really excited. I was okay, but it was make my own hours. So I was maybe I could try to finesse it and get another job, and that way I get double the income and go towards saving, which I'm trying to save enough money for 4 to 6 months of rent in LA, because I'm planning on moving. And I was if I could finesse it and get 2 jobs, double the income, and then save, one check can be for my rent, and then the other one can be for my spending. And I thought I was smart, and I was cool. So I was trying to find another job, and then I remember February 26th, or that week, February 26th is a Friday, but that week I heard from her back, and she was you're the I guess she reached out, she's we're looking to I guess refill the position that was sent. And it was a social media, not coordinator, but analyst or something like that. And I guess the person who had gotten it, I had known her. We had gone to DePaul together. I knew of her. We weren't friends or anything, but I knew who she was. And she was leaving, and it was 5 weeks from the email I sent out to then. It was 5 weeks, so she was there for that amount of time. And I was cool, I would like this position. And so again, I was I need another job, right? So I was oh, I'll take it. And so I did. And we get through the orientation. She is really, really nice. I'm not going to say her name, but we'll say she's like the supervisor, and I'll refer to her as she because technically I had two supervisors. But she was really nice, super kind. She just asked for my references, and like I gave her the phone number of one of my past professors, a different one. We'll call her Professor A. And I had done an internship with her, sort of, not really. I had worked on a project with her for her production company. So technically it was a job. And then I was like, gave her that reference. She liked my resume. And then when she checked with the reference, she was like, oh my God, like, of course I have to hire you. Like, you're, Professor A gave so much, like, give raving reviews about you and your, like, work ethic or whatever. And I was like, cool. So that Friday that I mentioned, Friday 26th, I had, like, my orientation with my supervisor, the female one, and the girl. So I was dumb because I wasn't familiar with freelancing jobs. Like, I had never taken one before, so like I wasn't used to it. Like, I was used to like formal internships, and the one that was for my Professor A's production company wasn't technically formal, but she was very informative, gave directions. Like, she gave me like the work hours that needed to be done, when I needed to get things done. So she was very clear about like the work hours and the experience overall. And so I was like, okay, going into this, I will say I'm not to blame. I should have asked for the work hours, and I should have asked more questions, but I didn't. I was just too blinded by the fact that I was going to get an income, like a second income. So I didn't care as long as I got the money. I was more money driven. And that was my fault because I should have asked, and I should have asked what the workload was and what the hours were. Okay. So I signed the contract. So then by Friday, I was, working my other job, had this meeting with her, and I got the sense that it was kind of sketchy because the girl was like, yeah, there's like, you work just on social media calendars and it takes you the whole day, and then that was it. And I was like, okay, like that was kind of weird. Like, how many hours is it? Like, do you start from this time to this time? She just said it was all day, and then she waits for edits, and I'm like, seems easy, but like, why? You know what I mean? So I was like, whatever. So going home that Friday night, because I was at my grandma's, I got into a car accident with my mom. It wasn't that serious, but it did result us in having to go to a series of therapy sessions with the chiropractor. I didn't know it was going to be more than one session, so I thought it was just going to be one. So that Friday, I emailed my female professor, and I was like, a supervisor, and I was like, oh, by the way, I got into a car accident. I just wanted to let you know that starting the week that I'm starting this position, I have to go to therapy. I only thought it was one therapy session. I'm still going to therapy now. So it was definitely a little insane. So I got into my car accident Monday. So I only stayed at this job for 1 week. And I know that's kind of like shitty, and I know I'm not the victim necessarily here. Like, I also don't want to say that I'm to blame. Like, no. Like, I think they were really unprofessional, and I think they were just like, they were just so disorganized. So I have everything written down. So on Monday the 1st, that was like my first technical start of the day, and I had to go to the chiropractor, and I was working my other job, and then she was like, oh, I just need you to schedule some meetings. That's really it for today. And I was like, okay. So I scheduled the Zoom meetings for her, my male supervisor, me, and this government worker that we needed to like film a video for, but it was going to be via Zoom. That was easy. So I was like, cool. And she was like, so then Tuesday the 2nd, I worked on the social media calendar, and I did it wrong, but I didn't know at the time. So previous to that Tuesday, I had gotten a series, oh my God, who's texting me? I had gotten a series of emails from her and this like other like CDC worker or something. I work on the social media calendar, but they had given me a series of images with no explanation, no directions. It was just those images. So like I opened it and there wasn't anything, and I should have asked her like, what do these mean? But I was like, maybe she just wants me to be informed of what's going on at that county. So I was like, okay. I looked it over, didn't think anything of it. So when I made the social media calendar, which took me like the whole day, like the girl said, but I was like, that's what I signed up for. I had to make it both in English and Spanish for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think those were the 3. English and Spanish, the copy as well as the graphics. Now, I'm not a graphic designer, so I used Canva, and it took forever. Again, I signed up for that work, so I was like, okay, can't really like say shit about it. And then I submitted it, and then I don't hear back. So I was like, fine, okay. So then also that Tuesday, I had to do a Skype meeting with the government director, my 2 supervisors and myself. And so I also like recorded that. And then that's when I got a little taste of like her attitude, because when we had recorded the government worker, she like, I don't know, she like, I guess she didn't do it right to my supervisor's standards. So when the meeting ended, my supervisor called me, she's like, kind of like, not talking shit about her, but was kind of like, oh, she's like, she just didn't do it the way I thought, like the way we were gonna do was so much easier. And I was like, okay, like, why are you telling me, like, we got it done? Like, you know, I kind of was like, I don't really like that she is talking about this person behind her back. And then to me, like, I don't know, I got a bad vibe. I was like, I don't like this, you know? So I was like, okay. So then I believe it was Tuesday, yeah. So then Wednesday was like the breaking point, and they again didn't have a set schedule. So I you know, like was like, oh, this is kind of like the other one. I get to build my, you know, my schedule. Wrong, because them two did not have like a standard of like when to call. They would call me at like different hours of the day, from like 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I'm just so used to, because my previous jobs had a time schedule. Like, I was going to get from 9 to 5. That was the hours you can email me, ask me questions. Before 9, after 5, I'm off work. Even with ones that aren't, that are more in like the media atmosphere, also had times. Like with my production company, I started at the time I went in. And I'm not talking about like emails. Like, I don't mind emails. Like, if you have a question, please like let me know and I'll get back to you in an email. But don't ask me to do a whole ass assignment after work. Like, I wasn't, especially when like I wasn't getting, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, so I was like a little confused. So Wednesday was a breaking point. I was working, so at like, she emails me early in the morning. She's like nice. She was like, oh, this is what we asked for. Like, if you recall, I sent you a bunch of images last week. Like, you can use the graphics, those, and like the information for the posts. And I was like, why didn't you include that in the email with the images? Why did you just send the images and then not mention it at all? Like, I don't, like, how was I supposed to know? So I was a little like irritated, but I was like, that's fine. Like, I'll redo it. So I did. I redid all of it. So, I worked on the social media. By 3 p.m. it still wasn't, so by 3 p.m. I had been working on it, right? Fixing that up and trying to send the Zoom like interview of the government worker to, you know, to my 2 supervisors. Because then from there, we're going to send it to the people that needed it, right? So then by 3 p.m. I still wasn't done with the social media calendar. And I was like, I have to go to a chiropractor appointment, so I have to like finish this when I get home. And I was like, whatever. So also, they never like gave me due dates. Like, they were just like, the social media calendars due Wednesday, and that was it, but not like a specific time. And then with the videos, they were like, just get it to us by like Tuesday or by this date. Like, they were never specific of when they needed it. And then when they needed it like fucking ASAP. And then I'm like, what if I was like, at a doctor's appointment, or what if I was out of town? Or I need to know specific dates, because I work well when I know when and what time you need something by, because that way I can like figure out like other life stuff, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like aggravated with that, because I was like, no, this is like not it for me. So I was like, whatever. So I go to my chiropractor. And then that was like around 3:30. So then from the time I get to the chiropractor to the time we get out, which was like 4:50, 5 p.m., I had seen that I had gotten text messages and calls from my male supervisor. And I like called him and I was like, hi, I just got out of my chiropractor appointment. I'm so sorry. And he was like giving me sort of kind of attitude. He's like, yeah, like the people really need the video of the government worker, so can you please send it to me ASAP? And I was like, oh yeah, like I had mentioned I was going to a chiropractor appointment, so I'm here right now, but it's not that far away from home, so I should be getting there like 15 to 20 minutes. And he's like, oh, okay. So then I get to the car, and then he calls me again when I barely get home. He's like, hi, I haven't gotten that email yet. And I was like, yeah, I just got home, like I'm sending it right now. So while I'm sending him these videos, like it's too big for Dropbox and the file's too big for Gmail. So I was like, oh, like let me send it via WeTransfer. And if you don't know WeTransfer, it's kind of like a dashboard where you could send really big files to like other people, and then it's like easy for them to download it. A lot of like media and journalism students use it. So I was like, it's easy, they can download it. So I sent it to him and I'm like, did you get it? And he's like I prefaced like I needed it in an email, and I like try to explain to him like, oh, like it doesn't, like it's too big of a file, so like I can only send it on WeTransfer, and it's quicker than the other two options. So by then he asked me to send it to the people that worked for the government workers. So I was like, okay. So I sent it to them via WeTransfer, but he had wanted me to send it via Gmail with a subject line. And I told him that I was going to send it via WeTransfer. So I was like, I've explained to you why I'm using this dashboard. So I sent it to the workers via WeTransfer, and he calls me and he's giving me attitude. And I've never been in a position where someone has given me, like a supervisor's giving me attitude before. Like I was new to all this, and I just like wasn't expecting it. And he was like, hi, I didn't get the email yet. And I'm like, okay. I was like, oh yeah, like I sent it to them. They have gotten it. If you want the confirmation, I can send you the confirmation I had gotten from the dashboard WeTransfer. And he's like, I thought we were sending it via Gmail. And I'm like, no, like I explained to you, like it's too big of a file for me to send via Dropbox and Gmail. It would take forever. By then it was like 7 p.m. already. So I was like, homie, like it's getting late and I'm trying to eat dinner. And he was like, well, no, that's fine as long as they got it. I'm like, yeah, they got it, and I'll know when they download it because they'll send me the email. So he calls me again at 9 p.m. and is like, can you include me or whatever? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I still haven't gotten it. And I'm like, it's 9 p.m., bro. Like, they have gotten it. They're downloading it. You need to chill out. So he kind of like catched an attitude with me, was angry, and was like, we were kind of arguing over WeTransfer. And he was like, I could tell the tension. He was giving me attitude, like, I just don't understand, like using those words. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, why are you, like, first of all, you never told me, like, you're giving me these assignments last minute at night and like expecting them to be done ASAP. Like, this is a big video file, like it's gonna take a while. So I was like, okay, whatever. So then I stayed until 10 p.m. editing the social media calendar that I did wrong because they didn't tell me they needed those images sent to me like a week before. They just gave me that email. But again, I signed up for it. So I was like, okay, I'll edit it. Between the amount of calls from the male supervisor, the text messages from the female supervisor, and then just like they were just disorganized. I'm like, I'm slipping up from my other job. Like, my other job is starting to be affected because of this one. Like, I can't, and like my other job has stable hours. Like, I love the communication I had with my supervisors there. Like, it was just like a great job. And I was like, I'm not gonna lose that one because this job is so disorganized and like making this space very uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lose my other job. Like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna do that. So I told my mom, like, I was getting stressed out because I had started working from 7 all the way to 10 p.m. And I'm like, I can't catch a break. Like, I can't do anything because like, my whole time revolves around when they email me. And I can't do that. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. And it gets crazier from there. So then by Thursday, I was like, I'm not emailing the male professor at all. Or the male supervisor. Like, he was so ignorant and had an attitude with me. And it wasn't my fault. Like, I explained to him various times that, like, because I had the file, like, I would have to send it this way because it's too big of a file. So by Thursday, I wasn't even emailing him. So Thursday, I wake up at 7 a.m. to continue working on the social media calendar edits because she needed it by 9 a.m. And I was, like, starting to cry because I'm like, this is getting me stressed out. I was like, no. So, like, Wednesday night, I told my mom, like, at 10:30, I was like, I can't, like, my other job's getting, like, slipped up. Like, I'm starting to make mistakes with the other job. Like, I can't. I just want to freeze the frame here and say that I feel like I wasn't fully, how can I say it, like, clear. So between the attitude from the male supervisor and the amount of times he was calling me and his attitude, and the fact that they were still giving me like assignments to do like at 9 p.m. and stuff like that, just really put also a lot of stress, and it really I guess like increased or like sparked my anxiety to get really bad again. And I haven't felt that type of anxiety since 2019. For like a personal reasons, I was going through a lot at that time, and of course with the pandemic. But like this was like really stressful, and my anxiety was just getting too much. And I know it's only been a week and stuff, and I just like wasn't in love with what I was doing anyways. Like I did it for the money, and so like it didn't seem worth it. But I just want to share that that it just was also affecting my mental health. My mom was like, it's a contract job. It wasn't like an actual job. It was a contract job. And she was like, you don't need that. Also, they need to give you set hours. You can't work from 6 a.m. to like 10, 11 p.m. Like, no, that's crazy. So I was like, right. And she was like, just give your letter of resignation. And I was like, oh, it's only been a week or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I emailed my letter of resignation on Thursday around exactly 3:59 p.m. And she didn't take it well. So I get a call from my female supervisor as soon as I email her, and she didn't yell at me, but she was extremely passive aggressive and said some really hurtful and unprofessional things. And in my resignation letter, it's going to be propped up here, I was really professional. I gave her my explanation as to why. So behind that, it wasn't just the crazy hours. Like I was working also like full time with my other job. Even though it's like make your own hours, it's still full time. And then I also still go to chiropractor therapy sessions. So like I can't get an email from you while I'm in the middle of a chiropractor therapy session and expect me to email you the assignment that you need done. Like I can't. Like I'm in the middle of an appointment that they knew I was like aware of. So I was like, okay, obviously they're a little crazy. So then she was like, and I call my professor and tell her that her, her review, like her recommendation didn't match up with my work ethic, that I was, that because I had only worked a week, that it was really unprofessional from my part, that they had never experienced that before. That she was really disappointed in me and in my work. And then she like said other things, but traumatic experience, so I blocked it out. Like I can remember those specific like words, like threatening to call my professor and saying that my work, like what is my professor gonna do? Like also my professor knows me in and out. I worked with her for a whole summer and I took a class from her, so she knows me really well. So like I highly doubt she's gonna believe like the supervisor versus me. Like you get me? Like, and she could ask any other of my previous supervisors and they all love me. They know that I work hard. So so then she was like stated that she only wanted me to send her this. So then at the end she said, just send me the social media edits and the social media calendar edits, and that's it. We're like done. I was like, okay. If we're done with just the social media, like she said in the phone call, obviously that's only by word, so like she didn't write it in paper. So I was like, okay. I sent her the edits, and then I was like, I thought I was done, right? So quickly I was like, oh hell no, if she's really gonna call my professor, like I need to get on it and like text her. So I did. I was like, because what if she does it, at least so my professor knows there's like a warning of it. Which I think she said it more to get scared, like to scare me, which I thought was really unprofessional. So I'll read you some of the text messages. So this was Thursday, March 4th. Hi Judith, you might get a call from my ex-supervisor from the company's name with very unkind words of me. I just wanted to let you know, just in case you get a call. So she replies and she kind of asks like what's happening. So then I said, I officially started on Monday, but previous to that I was in a car accident, so when Monday started I had to start going to the chiropractor. But once I started working, the hours were all over the place. I felt like there was a lack of communication between me and the two supervisors. I also mentioned that I was going to the doctor, and I still got calls during those sessions. I felt really bad because I'm not like that as an employee. Like at my other job, I'm always on top of my things, but they also have clear expectations of me and what I have to do. I didn't plan on leaving this abruptly. I also feel like I disappointed you. So then she replied, and they asked me if they fired me, and whatever. And I said, no, I had to resign because of my other job. And then I said, no, she made it very clear in the phone call that it ended. Oh, yeah. So at the end of the phone call, she was like, I just want you to know that this ended in a very sour note. I was like, okay. Like, I'm not going to use you as a reference. But, like, you get me? So then I was like, I told her about, like, my other job. And then I said, so on our phone call, she said everything she told me. I had to submit the final revisions for the social media calendar, and then I was done. Her exact words were, send us a social media calendar at that, and that's it then. I took that as I was done working for them. So then yesterday, okay, we'll stop there and I'll continue reading. So that was Thursday. Friday, she didn't message me at all until around 4 p.m. And my mom had picked me up on Friday because we had to go to another chiropractor session. And on the way there, she's calling me. And I told my mom didn't know about the phone call we had on Thursday. She just know that I, like, quit, right? So she didn't know how, like, passive-aggressive and ignorant and with an attitude the female supervisor was in that phone call. So then she called, so I'm like, my mom didn't know, so she's like, pick up. And I'm like, fuck, okay. So I answered, I'm like, hello. And she was like, yeah, hi, I have a question about the social media calendar that I have to do that I have to redo all of it. And I'm like, this bitch, oh my God. Like, you gave me attitude Thursday. I'm answering your phone call, which I don't have to because you said that's it then. So I didn't have to answer this phone call. And you're giving me attitude. And she's like, those were her words. She was like, yeah, like, I have to redo all of the social media calendar that you did wrong. And then she was like, I have a question. Do the images have a link to a Dropbox? And I'm like, no, they don't, because those images, you can just download them from the Excel. And she was like, oh, okay. And she hangs up on me. So then after she hangs up on me, I told my mom, and I was like, yeah, like, she was like this yesterday. Like, she gave me attitude and stuff like that. So then this is where so then I didn't hear from her Friday at all. After that phone call, I didn't hear from her. So then I texted her this Saturday. So I was like, so I took that as I was done working for them. So then yesterday, meaning Friday, she called me and was somewhat passive-aggressive with me, but I still answered her phone and answered her question without an attitude. I was really nice to her, and I even told her. Today she called me again at my doctor's appointment. So then Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm not fucking joking with you, at 10 a.m. I was at a chiropractor session, so I didn't have my phone with me. Because when I was laying down, they do this vibration on my back, so like obviously I can't answer my fucking phone. And I was like, she called me again at my doctor's appointment, and then when I didn't answer her phone call, she emailed me. So I was like, this fucking bitch is crazy. In the email, she wants me to edit 2 videos and give my invoice. I'm just confused because she was rude on Thursday and made it seem like Thursday was my last day, but now she's calling again. In my contract, it did state that when I give my letter of resignation, they can make me work 7 more days after that. Also, sorry for bothering you, and then I go on. And I think that the issue was because they wanted me to be available 24/7, and they called it every hour, like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And in my other job, they give me the hours I'm supposed to work, and they don't call me after those work hours. I don't know if I should complete what she's asking or not. So this is the email she sent me on Saturday. Hi, Melissa. I tried to call you, but your voicemail is full. I don't know how to fix that. We need to get the videos 2 and 3 completed ASAP. I think we can start with the overall intro and then put in a subtle effect to get the specific intro for the second session, and do the same thing for an intro to the third session. Can you finish them up and submit your invoice for last week through this project to me by tomorrow night? Appreciate it. Her name. By then, I was really fucking annoyed because I'm like, you gave me so much fucking attitude Thursday, said really mean things to me, like I'm unprofessional, that this ended in a sour note, that you were gonna call my reference and tell her that what she said did not align with me, like all these things with an attitude on Thursday. Say that I just had to send you the social media and that's it then Friday, call me again, give me attitude, okay, and that just to ask a question. But if Thursday you said we were done, why are you calling me on Friday if it was done, right? So I was really fucking annoyed. I'm like, leave me alone. Like, please, like, So my professor texted me back and she was like, I understand your confusion. However, I recommend you fulfill her request through your invoice and hours through Sunday tomorrow, and thank you for the opportunity. If she then sends you more work, reply that you understand your responsibility ended Sunday. And then she said, yeah, so then that was like the last time, you know, I texted my professor. I was like, she's gonna be so annoyed with me. But I was like, this is the first time. So 2 jobs from 2017 to 2018, I was a receptionist at 2 different places. So like the responsibilities were different. Again, 9 to 5 job. After that, I worked for my professor's production company. Again, hours were very set. My responsibilities were very set. I knew what I had to do. I knew what times I had to go into. And if I had questions, she was there. But she wasn't like texting me at fucking midnight. You know what I mean? So it was like very set jobs. Then, like, my internship this past summer was like 9 to whatever time. But I also knew clear instructions of what I needed to do. And even if I got like my supervisor from the summer also kind of made it like he would text me like at 7, like, hey, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like I need this now. Like, I had known like, oh, at 7 p.m. I have to post this social media. Like, oh, at this time I have to be on this because I have to post it. Like, I understood the hour commitment because it was clear from the supervisor himself. This job just was not clear at all, and it was frustrating me. And like, fine. I edited the 3 videos. I even like made another copy with a title because I didn't know if they wanted a title with the video or not. So I made 2 copies of each session. One without the title and one with it. So that way they didn't bother me after that. They had the 2 versions of it and they had my invoice. Sent it. I didn't hear from her. I didn't get a thank you, nothing. I was like, I'm done. Thank you. No. Monday, the 8th of March. Emails me twice. 1 about fixing a pixelated image in the calendar, and 2 fixing an issue with some sort of Excel, like how can we download an image from Excel. So, and then in the email, she didn't even say please. Like, obviously you're gonna read it from here, but she didn't even say please. She just gave me that like question. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, can you at least say, hey Melissa, like, can you please look over this and like get back with an answer? Just nice, you know what I mean? But you had been bothering me the whole weekend, giving me assignments, when you were rude to me Thursday and said that that's it then, just to send you the social media stuff. And then Friday also call me with an attitude. Saturday also call me, and then when I don't answer, send it to the email. Like, it was just like so much, and I'm like, and I like thought I was putting a lot of like, maybe I am the one with the issue, maybe I'm the one causing everything. But I told 2 friends and they were like, no dude, like, they're like crazy, like they shouldn't be doing that. So then Tuesday, I replied to only one of the questions for Monday. So then Tuesday, I noticed that the videos were getting expired. The ones from Sunday, I'm like, they're not downloading them. Like, that's not my fault. Like, I sent them on Sunday when she needed them by. So if she doesn't get them and they're expired from WeTransfer, that's not my fault. Because I sent them when she needed them, right? I was like, and I knew she was going to let them expire and hit me up again. Also, previous to Thursday, I just want to make this note. I feel like she would have stopped bothering me, but I feel like with the way things ended on Wednesday night with the male supervisor and I feel like la picó, like, oh, you know, like, keep bothering her, like, the contract says 7 days after, so keep giving her assignments, keep doing this. You know, I feel like he didn't, like, I can't prove it, but I feel like he had something to do with, like, why she kept bothering me. And that was the 8th. No, the 9th of Tuesday was like when I noticed, right? So then from like the following week, she emails me and she was like, can you fix the videos? And I'm like, this fucking, like, oh my God, like, I sent them to you. You didn't receive them. Like, you obviously didn't download them. That's not my fault. But I was like, it's okay, Melissa. It's okay. It's okay. So I was like, it's fine. You know, yo por pendeja. I think I'm a people pleaser, and a lot of my friends had told me to tell them to, like, you know, to off. But I'm not like that. And I don't want to, like, I'm a people pleaser for one, but then I'm also kind of like, oh yeah, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Even though when people treat me like shit, I still treat them with kindness. So I was like, okay, like, whatever. Videos of the government worker without the titles or with the titles, and she accidentally replies to that WeTransfer email, and she talks shit about me. Let me repeat that so you can. The supervisor, the female one, she said, I've asked her to redo ... Ugh. I've also asked her to send the one without the Chiron. I don't even know what the Chiron, I don't even know what that is. Apparently it's a title. Why couldn't she have said with the title? But the fact that she she talked shit about me. Oh my God. Like, I knew she was, but like, how can you know what I mean? Like, ugh. So then I replied, and I say, I don't think you meant to send that response to me. Obviously you didn't. You were gonna talk shit about me with the other male supervisor probably. And then I continued, I did send you the original Zoom meeting if you want someone else to edit it. She didn't reply to that. And then she asked me to send her the other sessions, and I did. And then that's the last I've heard of her. But before I sent her the last revisions, I also added in all the other dates that she bothered me with her texts and phone calls and emails. And I got my money. So the cherry on fucking top of the ice cream is the email where she talks shit about me. I don't have to send you these things. Like, I didn't have to. Okay? Because even though I didn't have the phone call recorded on Thursday, you made it seem like I only had to send the social media calendar, and that was it. Then you have me editing photos that you needed completed fucking ASAP on a Saturday. Then you ask me 2 more questions on Monday. Then you forget to download the videos that I sent on Sunday, and still have the audacity a week later to send me that response of like, ugh, she didn't send me that. I don't have to send you anything. Okay, because the way you acted, the way you kept texting me, the way you kept stalking me, that was unprofessional. Because I was never once unprofessional via phone call and via email. When she called me Thursday with that really bad attitude and all those unkind words, I just kept nodding and I kept, okay. I didn't fight back. I didn't say anything. I didn't curse at her. I was really nice and kind. And when she said that this little work job, relationship, whatever, ended in a sour note, I didn't say anything. All I said was, I understand. And that was it. I was never once unkind. I did get my check, so I'm very grateful to that. But this experience was from hell. And I just want to like say this for like people who are graduating with this. One, if you get a freelance job, review the contract. Review the workload and the amount of hours you have to work. Don't work from 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like, that's crazy. But that's it. So thank you again for watching this video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.